NFC North Roundtable. Here we go. We are at the tail end of the season. These guys are laughing in the background, having a good time. Well, everybody except for maybe Bass. He almost called out sick, but we brought him in. You know, he's got to face the music. The Packers lose to the Bears. Can't feel good. 22-16 in overtime. Vikings beat the Giants. That was an interesting game. And then the Lions all but lose their playoff hopes. So let me bring in the fellas to talk all about it. Fellas, so good to see you. Nick, once again, in the driver's seat. Brother, I'll go to you first. How you feeling this week?
I mean, shoot. Feeling pretty darn good if you ask me. But I just want to start off with saying this, is that game Saturday night was absolutely electric. That is what you hope out of Bears versus Packers. Like, that was a great game. I know Baz doesn't hope for the outcome, but I was hoping for an intense game like that. So overall, it was a great game. It was one of the better games I've ever watched this season. Wow. The Packers, they put up a fight. Not a big enough one. That's okay.
Oh, really? Not for 58 minutes, they put up a fight.
Bass, how you doing tonight, man?
Oh, man.
I mean, listen, a couple days away from Christmas. All right, I get it. You know, the team lost, but you got to be doing pretty good yourself, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it stings, but like you said, a couple days away from Christmas, so it's kind of like taking the heat off of it a little bit. Like, obviously, you know, losing to the Bears at any moment sucks, but you know, you still got a couple weeks in the season. You can clinch playoffs this week without even playing, if somehow the Vikings beat the Lions, which would be crazy, but we'll see. Crazier things have happened, right? Look what happened to Romeo Dobbs on that onside kick. So, yeah, it stings, but you know, I think we'll see him again in the playoffs. So I'm excited for that because it's a good game. It's, you know, the rivalry seems like it's back, right? Ben Johnson, great coach. So I know we'll talk about it more, but you know, it stings. But hey, we got more football to be played.
Well, Dose, you are back. A lot of people in the chat thought you were ducking. Clearly you are not, because you're back at probably the worst time ever. This season's basically all but over for you guys. You need a lot of help to make this happen. How you doing otherwise, though, brother?
Man, I know I'm happy to be back, man. It's good to be back. First off, shout out to my man Christian for stepping in, man. I appreciate that. Also, what Bass was saying, look, that's how I'm trying to look at it too. You know what I mean? Now you guys are in a much better spot, but I'm still believing. Maybe it's because it is Christmas. Like, well, would it really be crazy if you told me we could win back-to-back games? That ain't crazy. Okay, is it crazy the Packers could lose 2 games in a row? That ain't crazy. We're still alive. You know, we're still battling for something, and it starts Thursday. So, you know, we're still in it. We're still in it.
All right, yeah, hanging on to the bitter end. Santa's real, so that's good. We all agree there, so no problem. You guys should be fine. Lepicus filling in for One Bar, man. How you doing tonight, brother?
Hey, we're feeling good. We won 3 in a row. I mean, it sucks our quarterback's hurt again. Seems to be kind of the you know, we're used to that now. But it sucks. But yeah, 3 in a row. Why not? I mean, Christmas week, feeling pretty good. Lions come up here on Christmas Day, and Dion, I mean, your expectations have really fallen off the map since the last time I talked to you.
Yeah, well, they've had to. I mean, I'm kind of forcing this spot. There's not much I can do. We just keep losing football games, man. It's like, at this point, I don't know. I mean, just with that Pittsburgh game, there's nowhere to go at that point. There's no
right.
I don't know what that was.
Yeah, that one was rough. That was a rough one to watch for sure. All right, well, listen, let's get right into it. Bears beat the Packers 22-16. Arguably, I don't know about game of the year, but finish of the year potentially. I mean, that was absolutely crazy. Onside kick, and then the bomb to end it, the walk-off touchdown. Nick, your team wins. You're sitting in first place. You got that upper left-hand square, which is exactly where you want to be, brother. Talk to me about what you saw from your Bears against the Packers on Saturday.
I mean, listen, the game from start to finish was electric. I think that the Bears had their moment. I mean, they made Malik Willis look like a flipping Lamar Jackson out there. So there's still things to be worried about with this Bears team. That said, I've said it all season long. These guys don't give up. That's the difference with Ben Johnson, is that the Bears do not give up. You leave too much time left on the clock for them. Until the clock is at complete 0, this team is still in it. They've proven over and over again. Bears have had 6 game-winning drives this year so far, led by Caleb Williams. But you've seen nothing but progression. I mean, the Bears, since 1990, teams had a 12% chance of making the playoffs when starting 0-2. And obviously they lost to the Vikings. They lost to the Lions. The Bears, since that game, have been 11-2. This team is definitely shown growth. They've shown confidence. They continue to build amongst themselves. And that's what you saw against Green Bay. You saw them go out and make adjustments at halftime. Again, you saw them have confidence in themselves. I mean, like the conditions were terrible. 32 degrees, 21-mile-an-hour winds from the west going over the field. You saw those field goals start from right to left. I mean, no matter where you were on the field, it was just crazy. But just coaching was on full display right there. The Bears did not back down. They did not give up on themselves. And it all really started with Caleb Williams just showing that he has that killer instinct that just continues to get stronger and stronger and stronger every single week. I mean, this guy just looks like a completely different quarterback from week 1 to now. Completely different quarterback than last year. And overall, it's just been so much fun to watch. Love what this team put together. They put together a great defensive plan. They also did a really good job at making sure that they weren't giving up big plays every single time. Like there was so many explosive plays last time they were in Lambeau. It definitely was diminished. But also I just want to quickly call out is that shout out to the fourth phase. I mean, Bears fans at Soldier Field were incredible. Like the stadium was shaking. I had the opportunity to tailgate before the live stream that night. And just at noon, already all the tailgate lots were packed with fans ready to go. And players even said that the energy was off the charts. So this team just has a different energy this year. They just feel more confident. They feel more determined. And that's what just made this game so special. And, you know, DJ Moore obviously catching one of the most electric catches in Bears history was just awesome to watch. So super proud of these guys, super proud of the outcome. And, you know, sitting at 11-4, can't complain much there.
So are you guys clinched for the playoffs then? You guys are in, yeah?
We did. We clinched a for sure playoff spot, and we can clinch the North this week with either a Packers loss to Baltimore or just winning ourselves. We automatically clinch the North.
All right. Well, you'll need a Packers loss because you guys are playing the 49ers.
Let's go, Jesse.
We'll talk about this tomorrow, Jesse.
All right. Yeah, we'll definitely talk about it for sure. All right, Bass, listen, you guys were on the losing end. Really back-to-back weeks where it's like the biggest loss isn't necessarily the L of the whole team. It's losing one of your better players once again. Now, we don't know, at least I don't know, maybe you can fill me in how long Love's going to be out for, but not only do you lose Love, but Willis gets banged up. I mean, this is just about as disastrous as it could be. Talk to me about what you saw from your Packers and give me an update on what's going on at quarterback, man.
Yeah, man. These past 2 weeks have been rough, not only with 2 straight losses and kind of like collapse on the offense, you know, really poor in the red zone. But like you said, with so many injuries, you know, when you look at the Packers football team, and again, I don't want to use this as an excuse because honestly, Malik Willis played fine. Like he did enough to win this game up until the fumbled snap at the end. But if you look at the Packers roster, and every team's dealing with injuries, but the magnitude of the players, you know, Micah Parsons, Tucker Kraft, Devontae Wyatt, Evan Williams, Zach Tom, Jordan Love, all are top 10 players on the roster. And they were all playing without those players there on Sunday. So at quarterback, you know, it didn't, again, concussions are speculative. Like you don't really know, you know, what or how long that's going to take someone out. Every concussion is different for every player. I will say it didn't look as bad when it happened. But then you've seen people like CeeDee Lamb where it looked terrible and he still returned the next week. So there is hope that Love will be able to go this Saturday against the Ravens. But it seems like that no matter what, either one of Malik Willis with a shoulder injury or Jordan Love will be able to go against the Ravens. Now, Love can't talk with the media because he's going through concussion protocol. Willis mentioned he banged his shoulder up there right before overtime. And the Packers aren't signing any other quarterback. So it makes it very clear that, hey, one of these guys are going to be available for the Ravens game. Now, moving into this game, you don't want to give credit to the Bears. You know, the Packers were up, 10 points with just over 2 minutes left. Cairo Santos, what a game. Like this guy, every time I felt like, you know, we could have really had the dagger. He made a very impressive kick. And then in the very end, putting that onside kick exactly where it needed to go So especially with all the wind, like Nick said, with the, every time you saw a field goal, the two posts were just jolting back and forth. I'm like, man, these are tough conditions. And honestly, both kickers were pretty near. I think they were perfect. Sanchez obviously making more kicks. So, big credit to either the Bears and Ben Johnson for able to fight through this game. Being down 10 until the very end, till the whistle, as much as I'd love to say that the Packers essentially dominated 3.5 quarters, football isn't played in 3.5 quarters. And I did like this scheme from Jeff Hafley. I mean, we only allowed field goals until the last 2 minutes. Given the fact that we're without Micah Parsons now, one of the big worries was, can we get pressure? And we got some pressure here or there, but we didn't convert that into any sacks. And it's hard with Caleb. He's a very elusive quarterback. He gets out of the pocket well. He could scramble well. But still, there wasn't enough flustering Caleb Williams per se. And that's hard to do without, your best pass rusher. I did like some of the blitz packages Hafley was sending. He was bringing corner blitzes, simulated pressures, A-gap pressures with Cooper, with Quay Walker, but we still didn't create any turnovers as well. And we had Xavier McKinney drop yet another interception. These are things that the Packers have to clean up, and they have to actually do in order to become a playoff team. Because if they don't, they're not going to go far if they make it to the playoffs. Run defense still suspect. In between the guards, I mean, we're just getting moved out there, and credit to the Bears O-line. It's a very solid O-line. They run hard, and they're getting like 5 to 6 yards a pop, and that sets up easy second downs, easy third downs. Our defensive backs were trash, for lack of better words. Nixon's been pretty poor the past few weeks outside of the interception he had against the Bears a couple weeks ago. He hasn't been too good. Carrington Valentine hasn't been that great. We were without Evan Williams, so that's, a big part why our defense has been okay this season. Special teams was god awful. I still question every day why Rich Bisaccia is the highest paid special teams coordinator in the NFL, because to me, it just makes absolutely no sense. And you might be sitting here going, well, Romeo Doubs just has to catch the football. But if you actually put on the all 22 and you see that there's 3 defensive backs in front of him as his blockers, that then you start to question, okay, where are we putting these players and why? Because why is it Bo Melton, Javon Bullard, and Xavier McKinney blocking for Romeo Doubs? And why is it Romeo Doubs, a contact-shy receiver with a guardian cap, being the one to catch a ball and then instantly have contact on an onside kick? So definitely confused and concerned about our special teams. Jacobs not being 100% is an issue. Obviously, we saw he was clearly not 100%, but Emmanuel Wilson did fill in pretty well. Like I kind of mentioned earlier, red zone, it's a big issue. We're 0 for 5. In the red zone against the Bears. I think we're 1 for 10 the last 2 games. It's terrible. We got to clean it up. We got to be able to score touchdowns. We settled for field goals early. That came back to bite them. Now, with all that bad, there was some good in this game. I thought the blocking on the offensive line was decent, given that we're without Zach Tom. Again, I mentioned Jeff Hafley's scheme without Micah Parsons. I liked it. He mixed it up. He reached into his bag a little bit. Obviously, it wasn't enough in the end, but that was kind of just miscommunications, on that one touchdown to, I think it was Jade Walker. They're supposed to, banjo that coverage, switch, and Nixon didn't, left a guy wide open in the back of the end zone. And again, Malik Willis, I thought filled in nicely. He was able to extend plays. He was 9 for 11 for 121, a quarterback rating of 142.8. I think he's going to earn an opportunity to start somewhere next year. He's on the last year of his deal. Packers aren't going to have enough money to pay him. Hopefully we can get a 3rd or 4th round comp pick from him signing a pretty, expensive deal from another team, and hopefully he can compete somewhere else. But it's been nice having him in our back pocket for, the times love does go down, and hopefully he will return. But again, I mentioned at the beginning of the show, the Packers still can clinch a playoff game playoff berth without even playing a game, or they can simply just go handle business, which is the result I want against the Ravens this weekend to clinch the playoffs. And who knows, like Dion was saying, things can happen, right? If the Bears lose to the Niners and the Packers win against the Ravens, we're talking about a week 18 for the NFC North, and the Bears have the Lions. A couple years ago, the Lions played spoiler against the Packers and completed that. So crazier things have happened. We'll see. We got 2 weeks of football left. Then we got the playoffs, and I hope we do see the Bears again in the playoffs, because it's always a good game. At least it has been for 2025.
Oh, sign me up for a 3rd game of Bears Packers. Absolutely. Okay. So the scenario is win at least a game and you're in, or if the Lions lose, you're in. Yeah. Is that essentially it? Okay. Yeah. So
Lions and Packers are fighting for the 7, and essentially the Bears, if they lose the 9, or there's 3 teams here. It's really it with the NFC at this point.
Okay. So you're feeling pretty good about getting in still. I mean, it's going to take a Herculean effort. You're not great until you clinch. I get it, but
exactly.
You're feeling a little better than Dose, baby. Although Dose Dose believes in Santa, so we're good. Dose thinks that there's a chance. Dose, talk to me, man. You think that the chance is real? Is that, come on.
You know what's crazy? So I was watching that Packers-Bears game, and the whole time I'm pulling for the Bears because we're supposed to pull for the Bears, I guess, right? The Bears lose that game. We win. We control our own destiny as soon as that happens. So the whole time I'm rooting for the Bears. They don't end up winning the game. The crazy ending at the end, Packers win. And then I'm hype a little bit afterward because I didn't realize at that time, I'm thinking, yo, wait a minute. We're actually going to win the NFC North. What's going to happen is Packers are going to drop them. Bears are going to drop them. We're going to run the table. We're going to win the North. It just set up for us. And then we lose to the Steelers. So that didn't happen. So it went from a very short period. I had a little high of belief for a second. But once I recognized that, hold up, we're not dead yet. I still got to believe. Crazier things have happened than 2 games going wrong for the Green Bay Packers and 2 games going right for the Lions, especially with the Vikings. I mean, they're going through a lot right now. We should win this football game. We should. It doesn't mean we would, but we should. So we'll see what happens. But I don't see a reason to not believing. You know what I mean? It's too short of a season not to. So I'm gonna stick with it until we're out.
All right, sounds good. Well, Levigus, I mean, I maybe I'm wrong. I thought the Vikings might have already beat the Lions, but maybe I'm misremembering.
Smoked them.
Oh, okay.
Absolutely smoked.
All right, I smoked them. All right, thanks, Levigus. Appreciate you chiming in and letting me know.
So 9.
Well, listen, you guys didn't smoke the Giants, 16-13, a little bit closer than what you would have liked. Quarterback gets injured again, which is, it's interesting. So One Bar has been on here the last few weeks, really before this 3-game stretch where you guys have won them all. And his big thing was, hey, we're not going to make the playoffs, but JJ McCarthy's got to show me something down the stretch. And he's been playing pretty dang good football, actually. And KOC's been doing a great job of putting him in a good position, not making him drop back 50 times and without running the ball. But the injuries are now starting to become more of a thing. I mean, you can't make it 2-3 weeks at a time without getting injured. This is a bit of an issue. So, Lepigus, talk to me about what you saw from the Vikings win over the Giants, and then JJ McCarthy in particular. Is he going to be back this week? How long-term is this? Are you concerned with these injuries? Just fill me in here.
Well, yeah, I'm going to start with JJ McCarthy because you look at his stats, think, oh my God, he didn't have a good game. He actually had a really good game until he got hurt. He's 9-14, 108 interception. That doesn't look good on paper, but the drop passes, the first drive, they get down there, Herculean effort by Justin Jefferson getting some yak, driving the team down the field. And then JJ puts a perfect ball on Jordan Addison. It's almost like a punt, like it's in his belly, it's secured, he hits the ground, and then it comes out. I don't know how Jordan Addison dropped that ball. And then later, the next drive, one goes off Jalen Naylor's hands, intercepted. There was one before that. I think it was Naylor again, didn't catch it. It was a pick 6, but I think the Giants were off sides. But JJ McCarthy was in control, looked good, didn't look flustered. Like he had control of the offense. What KLC has been doing from the last 3 weeks is working and giving a lot of us Vikings fans hope that he can actually be the guy in the right offense. I don't think KLC was using him right earlier. Yes, injuries are a major concern with JJ McCarthy. I'm super concerned about it. He missed his first season. He missed 6 games with a concussion or whatever the hell it was earlier in the season, and now his hand. Like I've never seen a guy get evaluated by the doctors at the sidelines. They poke his hand, he rolls over. I mean, how bad was he hurting? But also, if you can't grip the football, everybody thinks he fumbled it because of Brian Burton's hit. No, it came out before that. He could literally not even hold the ball. Tell the coach you can't hold the ball. Take a knee. Go in the half with a 10-point lead instead of trying to throw the ball when they were going to do that. You got to communicate that to your coach. I'm sorry. If you're hurting like that, you can't hold the ball. You have to let the coach know. So that made me a little bit upset. But this game, to me, I don't know. Watch it. Don't care. It was Giants-Vikings 16-13. A couple things, though. Vikings defense. Jackson Dart halftime. 1 for 5 passing, 2 yards, 1 interception, sacked 2.5 times. Brian Flores, the run defense was bad. But what they did to Jackson Dart was absolutely criminal. His entire game was just an absolute laughingstock, what they did to him. So I do want to give a lot of props to this game. Vikings won this game because of Aaron Jones. He was hurt, just gritted it out the second half. He was grabbing his hamstring, ran. I mean, he got the game-winning first down late in this thing. So really, Aaron Jones, just a gritty-ass performance by him, giving the Vikings the win in the defense, man. I mean, it was unbelievable. So, yeah, I'm concerned about this week going in. We have a lot of injuries. I don't know who the running back's going to be. TJ Hawkinson's hurt. The old line's banged up. No JJ McCarthy. If he would have been the quarterback this whole thing, I think we win by multiple scores.
Well, to your point, played well now, really 3 weeks in a row. Looking good. It's just, can he stay healthy? That's a big concern now. So we'll see how it plays out, see if he can get back on the field and, kind of right this wrong here with these injuries. But
he is out.
It is
ruled out. He's out for Thursday.
He is for sure out Thursday. Okay, well that's
He'll be the max.
Well, all right. So okay, all right. So listen, Dose. The whole thing. I take it all back. You guys probably gonna win this one. All right. Well, there we go. Feeling good. Bass. Maybe not feeling as good. We'll see if Lamar Jackson's back in, but we'll talk about that game. All right, Dose. Talk to me about losing to the Steelers once again. Aaron Rodgers, thorn in the Lions' side. Here we go. Comes in, beats the Detroit Lions. And, speaking of injuries, I mean, this is a team that's been banged up all year long. The Lions just, you guys can't catch a break. I feel you as a 49er fan. Injuries everywhere. They're not helping right now, but ultimately, you guys fall to the Steelers. And, if you told me, Dose, that before the game started that one team would put up 29, I definitely wouldn't have picked the Steelers. Your guys' offense, 24 points, wasn't good enough. And really the run game is what's the most interesting thing to me. I mean, this is where it's like you got Jahmyr Gibbs. He's one of the best in the business. You can't run the ball with consistency with him right now. Talk to me about what you're seeing from your Detroit Lions versus the Steelers, and then give me some hope going forward, brother.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not happy with how happy Bass looked when he said that about Aaron Rodgers. He looked very excited that took place. I'm sure he was enjoying that one. Kenneth Gainwell, this guy, I can't stand this guy, to be honest with you. Every time I saw him, I just get him off the field. That was frustrating, man. I'd say to start off with the last thing you hit on, which is the run game, it's been disappointing for a while, unfortunately. Like, we've had the big runs with Jahmyr Gibbs, but really all season long, Montgomery's been completely non-existent in this offense. And I don't really put too much of that on Montgomery. I put most of that on the offensive line. And it's something that they just haven't been able to get right. I mean, they've had guys get banged up, like Mahogany was in, and then he was back out, and then he came back in this past week. But even when he was out there, it wasn't something that you trusted a ton. So we've had weeks where we've had guys that have kind of, it's kind of been shaken up a bit. And we've had a few games where we've been dominant, like the Giants, we were pretty dominant around the ball. Washington, we were pretty dominant. But a lot of it's been Gibbs gets you a couple explosives, and then it's like, all right, well, the numbers look fantastic. But Montgomery has had almost zero success this year. And then over the last few weeks, we found him a little bit. And it was like maybe he'd get like 6 carries, and he had like one game was like 6 carries, 60 yards. Like, all right, we're coming back to efficiency. And that's what we've lacked all season long is efficiency rushing the football. And to me, it really has started with that offensive line. And I think just unfortunately coming into the year with Mahogany, he played about 100 snaps last year, played really well, but he wasn't on the field that much. So a lot of it was still kind of unknown. And I think this year, unfortunately, when he's been out there, he hasn't earned or proven that he's the left guard going forward. That position is going to be open for grabs. Losing Frank, now having Graham step in. Graham hasn't been a people mover as a center. And I think that's okay. It's fine for his role. But the problem is when you don't have consistent guard play next to it, you really feel it. And I think for Tate Ratledge, while things have been coming along a little bit, still being a rookie, you're getting a lot of hit and miss in pass pro. The Lions just haven't had that in their game. And especially if you're going into a game and the opposing team is pretty good against the run, it just hasn't felt existent. And unfortunately, this last game, I think, was a big step forward a lot of people have been talking about losing their identity. And I talked about it too, but I think this last game was a big step in showing that they felt they had to tweak it. They had to go a different direction. If they were going to give themselves a shot to make this final run, the way that they want to play isn't the way that they're going to beat good teams because they're just not capable of doing it right now. So they had to become kind of a pass-first team. And that's kind of what it became in this game. I mean, to the point they abandoned the run game completely. And understand the Steelers did pretty well pretty early in that game. We had one run that popped a little bit for Monty, and that was pretty much it. But we shut it down. It was like we're not even trying to run the football anymore. And while I think that makes sense, and I'm not mad at that idea and going that direction, I thought they had to go that direction. It does show you where the team's at in terms of who they typically are, and they're not able to lean into that. And I think it's just that fix. The offensive line just has to get better. Now, I'll say this on the defensive side, because like you said, 29 points, you would have thought that'd be the Lions putting that up. In the first half, I was very pleased with some of the changes that they made. I mean, they didn't play the typical Lion style of defense. We did things that we would do at times against certain opponents for, certain matchups and ways that we would play coverages. But this game, we leaned into it heavily. It was very different from what the Lions would typically do for a majority of the game. And it worked for them in the first half. They did a great job. They didn't let the Steelers beat them on checkdowns. They didn't let them beat them underneath. And for both teams who struggled on first down in the first half, the Lions had the one touchdown. So if they don't give up that Kenneth Gainwell amazing grab before half, you're up 10-3, you're feeling pretty good about at least you're playing a game that's going to give you a chance. But then the second half rolls around, and you knew Pittsburgh was going to adjust. They kept seeing two deep safeties constantly, and the coverages that the Lions were playing, Steelers made some good tweaks. They went everything horizontal. They leaned on the ground game. They popped a couple runs through that. Our cornerback run fits have been atrocious. Some of that's kind of what we're playing in the pass coverage game as well, because we don't have eyes in the backfield. Typically, that's a huge part of what the Lions are. Brian Branch, DBs, they're all big run support pieces. They haven't been. In this past game, it was bad. Every big run, you're like, there's nobody helping us. You got Rocky Sin running the wrong direction. He's not even looking at the ball. We had a lot of that. So you've had that issue because I think right now you're at that spot where you've had to change things. You don't have enough playmakers right now, seemingly in the secondary, where they're comfortable consistently putting these guys on an island when they have to get off the field. So we're kind of changing up the approach that we were going to be and who we were going to be of the team to make this run and try to make that push to the playoffs. And I give them credit because they gave it a shot. They tried to tweak some things. It's just at this point, them being a play away is unfortunately what it's been for a lot of this season. It's like, hey, man, you're good enough to compete with pretty much everybody that you line up against. Problem is, as we play very good teams and the margin for error gets small, we're not making enough plays with some of the errors that we get with, especially some of the youth that's in there and some of the inconsistencies and assignment breakdowns that we've had. And I mean, this past game, there's a great example. We ran the same coverage twice. Steelers played it almost the same exact way, and both times, complete breakdowns in coverage, about 20-plus yards, sitting in zone, and between the same group of guys. And to see that twice is kind of mind-blowing at the NFL. You're like, that can't happen. It's one thing to have it happen. It can't happen twice, and it did. And I think it just kind of tells you where they're at a little bit here. So overall, it's disappointing. It's clear what the fixes are, where they're going to have to address this offseason. But it stinks because you'd love to be like, hey, we found a way to win that game. We did score on that last drive. We're still in the race. We play the Vikings. We should win that football game, and we have a chance. And it's just like, hey, we're going to have to just really minimize these errors, and we have to be really good and understand that if we do some bad things, we're going to lose these games because we can't make up for it. I think that's what we're seeing right now. Lions can't make up for some of the errors that they have.
Oh, man. I mean, could you imagine in that scenario, you'd be a Bears fan 2 weeks in a row? I don't know what you'd do with yourself. I'd be
the biggest Bears fan. I'd be a great Bears fan. I mean, honestly, I was a big Packers fan that game. Oh, I was all over it, man. I was a massive Packers fan that game. I tell you,
Clip it.
And I was, man. So that little tease head out. I'm like, I ain't going that far, but I'm cheering.
I can ship you.
All right. I was saying we, Bass. We were all in, baby. We were all in, whatever it took.
Let's go.
Yeah.
dropping the we with the opponent. Oh my gosh, man. You never want to get there, but I get it. Listen, I was a big Seahawks fan this last week. Made me sick to my stomach, but sometimes you got to do what you got to do, you know?
Got to do it for the greater good.
Yep.
Yeah, there it is. All right, fellas. Well, listen, let's hear from our sponsor, Sleeper. You get a 100% deposit match of up to $100 using promo code RTS. And you can still get that free $20 play without even making a deposit if you use the promo code RTS. Here are the picks of the week. Going with some Christmas magic to start things off. I got RJ Harvey at the anytime TD. Guys, by the way, I'm feeling myself. I've hit on my last two, so I'm feeling really good right now. So we're going we, and I say we because I know everybody in the chat's going to tail us because we're definitely going to win this one. RJ Harvey, more on the half TD. I've got Javonte Williams on sale at 69.5 rushing yards. I feel good about that. Sam Darnold's going to go on the road. 225.5 passing yards. I'm going more there. And then Kai Fairbairn, I'm giving him more on the field goals. They're going against the Chargers. I feel like that's going to be a field goal shootout. So I feel good there. Those are the picks. $10 to win $85.90. You can tail us. You can fade us. But either way, use promo code RTS.
Roundtable Sports Network is your one-stop shop for all things NFL, with daily live shows covering all 8 divisions in the league, hosted by the best content creators on the web, all on one network. Catch the AFC East live every Monday at 7 p.m. and on Wednesdays at 6 p.m. The AFC West Roundtable live Tuesdays at 6:30 p.m. The AFC North Roundtable, live every Wednesday at 6 p.m. The AFC South Roundtable, live Tuesdays at 7 p.m. The NFC East Roundtable, live every Tuesday at 6 p.m. The NFC West Roundtable, live at 9 p.m. on Tuesday nights. The NFC North Roundtable is at 6 p.m. on Wednesdays, And the NFC South Roundtable is live Tuesdays at 8 p.m. EST. And of course, fourth and forever, the flagship show of Roundtable Sports Network covering all things NFL at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the Roundtable Sports YouTube channel. Real coverage, real fans.